Hey gang, Drex here, and I'm back with my favorite partner in crime, Morgan Howe. And if you guys have seen the 4-video series that we did at Packfire that I threw out there in October, you'll know that we have played a lot with partner poi transitions, namely things like slides and turns and stalls and things like that. And so we got together over the Thanksgiving break and decided that we were going to try and figure out these same transitions, but in different varieties of partner weaves, because it turns out there are a few of them. Problem is, nobody's really come up with a good kind of taxonomy or classification system for describing them, so we decided to do it ourselves.
Exactly. So the system we came up with has 2 different qualities that can be paired up 4 different ways. The first one is the quality of movement, your body movement as you're going through this weave. And the 2 words we've been using to describe how your body can move are dynamic and static, which are pretty much exactly what they sound like. In dynamic weaves, your body is moving. It ends up moving back and forth, like the one we were working on over the summer where we kept telling you guys to lean into the weave. So it looks like this.
Lean,
and lean the other way.
And lean, and lean.
Right.
And you can think about this looking down on it from above as if there's a line going through your shoulders that just goes back and forth and back and forth.
Right. And so the other variation is static weaves, where you end up literally just standing still because you can't, there's no way you can make the leans help your weave and make it line up with your arms. So you just end up standing perfectly
like this.
still.
As fascinating as that is.
Yeah.
It's better with the poi, trust us. So add to this the fact that there are 2 different orientations that your hands can have in relation to your partner's shoulders. Once again, the one that we demonstrated over the summer involved what we're calling a split orientation. There's also a same orientation. Let me show you what each of these mean. So when we're in a split orientation, I have one hand that's above Morgan's shoulder and one hand that's below Morgan's shoulder. And coincidentally enough, she has the exact same orientation. How fun. Geometry is wonderful. Everybody, right hands are above your partner's shoulder, left hands are below your partner's shoulder, right? As opposed to, what if Morgan put both hands above my shoulders and I had both hands under her shoulders? This is the same orientation. The way we're naming this is just basically, hands are on the same side of the shoulder, hands are split. Makes sense, yeah?
Yep. So note that that is not the same time split time referring to your poi. It is referring to your arms.
Yeah. As a funny coincidence, if you just think about what the poi are doing relative to you in timing and direction, each of the 4 combinations that we've come up with has a particular timing and direction associated with it. But they're not timing and direction combinations. It's just a funny coincidence.
Yeah. So the first one we're going to talk about is the one we were referring to as a split-opp weave over the summer because it was in personal split opposites. Under our new categorization, it is a dynamic split weave.
Yes.
Because like we mentioned, you're leaning into it, so that makes it dynamic, and one arm is always on top and one arm is always below, so that makes it a split, and it looks like this.
Hi.
Up. Which hopefully should be pretty familiar by now.
We hope. Cool. Also on the dynamic front, we have dynamic same, which is probably the first partner poi weave that most people learn. It looks like this. I'm going to your left.
Your left.
Yes.
Yes.
Up.
There's a rock on the ground.
There is indeed. Dynamic. Note again, our shoulders going back and forth, pivoting, and I have both my hands above, both my hands below, both my hands above, both my hands below. Funny to note, so this is a personal together times same direction trick, and one set of hands is essentially doing a forwards weave, the other set of hands is doing a reverse weave. Not that it's that obvious when you're in it.
Right. Okay, now we get to go to the fun, awkward ones, the statics.
Yes.
The first one we'll go over is the static same, which at one point was affectionately named the awkward bird, for reasons you'll probably figure out.
Yes.
And it looks something like this.
Up.
Up.
Now, this is a personal together opposite weave, and as I'm performing this, I have both hands over Morgan's shoulders, both hands under, both hands over, both hands under. Because of the way this works, we can't really lean with it, because if we were to do so, we would essentially make the plane too wide on one side and we'd wind up hitting each other. So you wind up leaning a little bit above when your hands are over and a little bit back when your hands are under. At least I do. Not everybody does.
All right. So The last one of the 4 is one we haven't played around with a lot because it is the most awkward of them all, which is a static split. Similar to the dynamic same, it has one set of hands going in a forwards weave and one set of hands going in a reverse weave, which makes for some fun transitions.
Mm-hmm. And it's also in a personal split time same direction, which, you know, normally when you're doing a single person poi, that tends to be one of your fun home bases that you get back to. Not so much in partner poi.
No. So it looks something like this.
Up.
Up.
Now again, we're each having to reach around ourselves as we're performing this. There's this terribly awkward moment when both of our shoulders are back, our hands reaching slightly behind our shoulders. But we do still have that forwards weave and reverse weave going at the same time. Note, we're not leaning back and forth, and we always have one of us, each one hand on top, one hand on bottom as we're going through it.
Right.
Whoop.
So one interesting thing to note is that even though they're all getting paired up differently, all of these weaves use the same over, under, out, and under, over, out patterns that we talked about with the dynamic split over the summer. And so it's the exact same motion, it's just getting paired up differently between your arms.
Right. So there are, of course, opportunities to transition between these different things. We're going to be mapping those out in a later video, not this one, unfortunately. But you can also look out for some videos coming from us on a little bit of footwork and some other fun transitions that we've been doing with anti-spins. And here's a note out there to you guys who are seeing the static ones for the first time. You're probably not the only ones. The static ones are not very often done. So those of you out there who are curious to do a little bit of discovering new things, that's a great opportunity right there. We don't know a lot about those weaves, and it would be good to kind of explore those a little bit and figure out how we can make them work for more poi stuff. So, go forth, do partner poi, have a good time. Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you.
Cool. We'll see you next week, guys. Peace. This video was made possible thanks to the kind contributions of these folks right here. Special thanks to Sean, Prisna, Kira, and Firefly for your very generous support. This video channel is a one-man operation. Help me to keep on making these videos by visiting drexfactor.com/support, where you can get your name in the credits or choose from a variety of other rewards, and help me to continue to make the videos that I love. Thanks for watching.